Hello, I thought I would do a quick walk through today of my local village, Panton de Ferreira, and talk about the sights to be seen. Panton de Ferreira, or Ferreira de Panton. Panton means fountain. So I think Ferreira must have been the name of a local lord who the fountain was named after. The first thing you notice about a little village like this is how sleepy it is, how peaceful. Also, like so much of Galicia, it's built on a hill. We're coming up now to the local petrol station. It's run by Repsol. It reminds me a lot of back home again, because it's open early in the morning and closes late at night. It's very handy for getting things like milk and bread and wine. And like everything here, it's really cheap. A wee bit busy this morning. You can often walk through the town and it's that quiet. It would remind you of a spaghetti western. You know, when you walk into one of those sleepy Mexican villages where there's nothing but a man with a straw hat and a dog. The people here are so friendly, but not everybody. So sometimes they don't like strangers. It's not just that you're a foreigner, it's that they don't like people from outside Galicia. They're very proud of their little kind of province of Galicia. And even the people who were to come from Madrid or that there, they mightn't be too happy with them. This is the local farm shop we're coming up to. And they sell things like chicken food and loads of plants. So, yeah. And posters here for local festivals. The next one's near me. It's this weekend. The Roman de Cedra. We'll have a special parade in the local church, you know. Here's another one in Pontevedra, which is the town. It's a bit of a distance away. Another thing you'll notice here is how every house is different. Also in the village, something that people are very fond of is apartments. Loads of apartments. Which is funny because there's so much empty land here. And looking up here, there's a local kind of park up the hill. It's not much of a park, it's walking on down. The very occasional person going about. I feel funny walking along the street talking, but I'm wondering if people think I'm nuts or not for doing this. I'll cross over the street here to try and get a bit more in the shade, I hope. Even in the village, there's empty land and houses for sale and to rent. Very, very empty. A lot of holiday homes, a lot of holiday rentals. I think those mountains in the distance over there are the mountains of Leon, which are about 50 miles away. So it shows you how clear it is to see, to be able to see that far in a day like today. More empty houses over here to my left. One good thing in Spain is the Spanish health system. With two good chemists and dental surgery and a health centre in the village. Also a place for the old people. I'd like a day centre. Coming up to one of the 4 cafes in town. This one's a topic. One thing about the topic, I've never used it much, but I noticed that the Platos Caminitos, which is a kind of a mixed grill. This looks good to me. I'm never quite sure what hours I could use with it. Our hours for eating are not theirs. I think you'd be considered a bit nuts if you ate your dinner before 9 o'clock at night. And of course, given the weather, they love to eat out at nights al fresco. At night times after 8 o'clock. Love eating out al fresco. Coming up to a very old shop here. They don't take credit cards. I don't take debit cards. It's all effective cash. This is a surprise. And even the way it's laid out, it would have been like a shop in my grandmother's time in the 1950s. So I don't use that one much. I usually do all my shopping in the big supermarkets in the nearby town of Ferreira De Panton. And over there is a hardware shop, Casa Nogueiras. Again, I don't shop in there much because I reckon the village is a lot more expensive than the town. A lot of people. The next cafes ahead is a Cafe Paris. The Spanish love cafes and they're right too, and they're very, very cheap. And over to the left is the first of 3 banks in this tiny village. They didn't take the online banking, they love everything personal. Same as they didn't really take the online shopping. Everything's personal. And the supermarket beside it is one which I would use the most. There's a taxi coming up here. It's the local hardware people do that. The father, the mother and the son. I ordered through WhatsApp. It's quite cheap. It's very heavily controlled by the council. You check up on them all the time. And there's another bank, the A Bank. There's 3 banks in a small village like this. And besides that, the tobacco shop, you can't really get tobacco unless you go to these shops. And the cafes have machines, which is handy. It's hard sometimes to tell the opening hours and the closing hours of different things. Always hard to find parking places. You have to travel a bit to get them. A beautiful day here, 21 degrees. I stopped talking now again because I pass people in the cafes and all, and I don't want them to think I'm a nutcase for talking into a camera. Over here, something you would rarely get now in Ireland, a closed shop in the village. But they all seem to manage. Again, it comes back to the personal touch, you know. The Spanish love doing things face to face with loads and loads of talking and gestures. See here again the empty places. It's hard to know why they want apartments whenever they've so much land full, you know. I sometimes wonder about them with these big huge windows, because the harder it is, it turns the place into a greenhouse, but they do like it. I see a sale sign on in the clothes shop. That sale sign's been on since I came here. It must be a permanent sale. Still some empty buildings. The houses would tend to be more expensive here in the village. Here's a solar place, but it's closed. And across the street is a kind of beauty salon, which does very, very well. and yet another bank, the bank of the BBVA bank of cash machines. I decided to use Santander Bank when I came here because it's a big name and I was familiar with it from back home. Fairness. That woman that passed me by there gave me a face as if it's not. This is one of the shops of this Spanish political party here, the Socialists. PSG. Still a lot of the old Civil War politics here as it is in Ireland, you know. A lot of bitterness. Across the road there is a house for rent. Now, I'm going to head around the corner here. If you look ahead there, you can actually see another. It's one of the two chemist shops. Very well kept. Very nice people. I'm walking down here to the main town square. Two cafes in the square. One of them called the Monastery Cafe and the other called Los Caballeros. The Cafe of the Horses. Lovely gardens, well trimmed. And just ahead here to the right is local accommodation, council accommodation for tourists. I was speaking to a couple that were in there and they were saying about how nice it is. Hola. Here's some council buildings. This one in front is a library, but it's not really a library as we would know it. It's just a collection of old books, really. It's a funny thing. Two murals. I'm very fond of murals. These murals are to two local poets, Manuel Maria, and they're not just called Spanish poets, they're called Galician, and a lady poet. This is a kind of social centre. And round the corner here is a local post office, Los Correos, which is really only open for a couple hours a day. You have to get used to the opening hours here, it's quite difficult. Siesta time's from about 12 to 5. So you can go to a place and go to buy something and it's just not open and that's it. In Spain, they work to live, they don't live to work. It's a lovely, lovely lifestyle now. They take it easy. But everything seems to work out well for them. Far, far better than back home. I'm coming up now to the council building. I find them very friendly in here. You have a lot of dealings with them, you know, for things like paying your rates and that there and getting your letter to show that you're a resident. And the alcalde is the local mayor. The flag of Galicia up there, the flag of Spain, and the EEC flag. The mayor's supposed to be a nice man. And then here's the health centre. Again, very, very, very friendly. I find I can get by now with a little Spanish I have of it, but I wish I spoke Spanish better. into the left there to the health centre. Spain has a health system that's rated 5th best in the world, though they pay higher taxes for it. Very fond of socialist governments, unfortunately. And then here's the local social worker. It's like a women's centre, a day centre. They take care of the people well. I'll just show you around the corner here because it's interesting. This is where the poorest people I have seen lived. It shows you that there are people live here in real kind of straits. And don't get it easy. Hola. Now, if you look at a couple of these houses, these are the kind of houses some people buy, run down houses to live in. And that gives you another kind of side of the village. This is more like the Galicia you would have seen. It's lovely the way everything's different. And that would be a more modern house. So I hope you enjoyed that.